Okay, we're going to make horseradish encrusted salmon today. Usually, there's the finished product. I usually make this with breadcrumbs, but I'm going to use coconut flour instead this time around. Alright, there's our wild sockeye salmon. I've taken the skin off of several of these sides of salmon already. Here I got a sharp chef's knife. I hold down the tail part of the skin while I'm slicing. You want, of course, to slice off the flesh without cutting through the skin or leaving much flesh behind on the skin. So you zigzag back and forth, and there you go. You've got your salmon off the skin. Now the salmon has pin bones in it, so you take a needle nose plier, you feel around for them. They run in a straight line right down the middle of the large fillet. Take those out. There they are. There's about 20 some of them in there, so I'll spend some time taking those out. Alright, and then I cut that side into pieces, and I've got 8 pieces here that I'm going to put my sauce on. There's my sauce, which is mayonnaise, lemon juice, and horseradish with some of the coconut flour mixed in. And here I am, after coating them, I'm putting coconut flour on top of that, and I'm going to pat that down. So then that kind of smooths it out, and it gives me a dry starting point. When I put them in a pan, I've got a nice dry smooth surface that is going to brown, and you'll see when I cook them they didn't get too brown, but we'll take care of that. If I'm serving this in a restaurant and they're not brown enough, well, that's why God invented blowtorches. Alright, so here I'm at home. I got my pan, my oven-proof pan, hot. I got regular butter in there and some avocado oil. We're going to get that hot, and here comes our fish. Right. There it is. I see my shadow. Alright, so horseradish side down, and you want to brown that for a while. Now it really didn't brown that much, but you'll see. But what I'd like to talk about is salmon. I love salmon, wild salmon. I don't ever eat farm raised salmon. I think that's too weird a thing when you got to feed fish a food coloring dye to get their flesh pink like you normally think of salmon. I would stay away from that. Plus, they're not too environmentally okay with, they ruin the ocean floor that these farms are over. It's really, it's a convenient way to get salmon to the market, but you just prefer, being primal, you just prefer wild caught stuff and not stuff that's an industrial complex farm kind of thing. Alright, so here I am. I'm waiting for the right moment to turn my salmon over, and as you'll see when I do, it's still kind of pale. So I would really, this is at home, so my burners are not as hot as they are at home. Be careful when you flip them over. Got a lot of oil in there, and my wife is recording. I didn't want to splash her, so I just hit the side of the other one. And you got to be careful not to screw up the breadcrumbs and mayonnaise mixture. Or I said breadcrumbs, but I mean coconut flour, horseradish, and mayonnaise mixture. Otherwise, you'll get all kinds of lines in it and it won't look as pretty. All right, so we're going to throw that in the oven. Again, another 400-degree oven for about 8 minutes. You don't flip them over. I pulled them out of the oven, and I'm checking. I'm feeling to see if they're done, and they were done. And we're going to plate those up again with some asparagus and just a little piece of lemon, and that's going to be it. Again, I took the oil that's in the pan and put a little lemon juice on it, put it on top. There it is. Enjoy.